Hey beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. I'm Josie with Awakened Soul, and we are here for a reading about the person on your mind and the connection you share with each other. Today's pop-up reading is going to have a focus on you versus your person versus the connection itself. I do hope to bring you clarity and insight as to what is really going on behind the scenes of this connection. We are going to get started with the first spread of cards I have pre-pulled for us to save some time. And then after that, we are going to hop into the tarot where I will live shuffle out more information about what you are experiencing versus your person. So today's reading is going to be a deep dive. Later on in the reading, I will pull some channeled messages from them to you to see what they would like to say to you from their heart space, if they felt like they could be totally open and honest. We will also pull tiles and charms for extra insight, bonus confirmation, and information. And as always, in today's reading, I will be sealing it off with a message just for you to help you reset your energy and bring the focus back inward toward yourself. So I do highly recommend sticking around till the end, or bare minimum fast forwarding to the end if you want help doing a good reset. Personally, I find those to be super important, so I am here to help. Anyway, let's hop into the reading. If you find yourself resonating with it here today, I would love it if you would help support the channel by liking the video and consider subscribing if you're new. I do release videos on a daily basis, knock on wood, unless I can't. So, all right, let's get into it. Over here on the left, it was my intention that this would represent you. Over here on the right, we have your person, and then in the center of the spread here, these two cards represent the connection itself. Now, PSA, if you find that you and your person are flip-flopped, that is a-okay. As always, there aren't really rules here when it comes to receiving information, so please take everything as it resonates, if it resonates, only when it resonates, and as always, leave behind anything that does not. Never ever force a message to fit if it just does not organically fit in the situation. So, okay, let's hop into it. I want to get started with you over here on the left. So, you are being represented by both the healer archetype as well as the queen archetype. So I did ask for light attributes only. I'm getting like tongue-tied now. I don't know if that's because I'm tired or if you are having like a really nervous energy right now, but I swear it started like when I started trying to tap into your energy. So I don't know, maybe you're a little bit jittery or nervous. It's kind of strange how quickly that flipped, but anyway, as I was saying, I intended to pull only the light attributes from this card. This contains both. I hope that makes sense. So the queen archetype we have radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. Interesting that we have both the king and the queen coming out. But aside from that, you do not have to be a feminine or resonate as being a feminine for this to be your reading. We're just talking about archetypes here. And so I'm also taking this as sort of like divine feminine energy is really strong from you in this connection. Maybe that's something you've noticed has been kind of brought out more, or that could be something you're working on healing at this time because it's coming out from you very strongly in this connection right now. You seem to have just a very healing presence to you. I do feel like you have a lot of natural leadership qualities. The fact that the queen came out for you tells me that you are a natural born leader. You're somebody who is very strong, but you are probably not afraid to also embrace your more gentle side, your more feminine side, while also being a strong leader. And then your presence in general seems to just be incredibly healing. Maybe not even just for your person, but just in general. Some of you out there may be light workers, empaths, or you could even work in like a healing art, like Reiki healing, Reiki healing. I can't talk right now. What the heck is going on? You could be a nurse, a massage therapist. It could also be that you work with like plant medicine, something along those lines, but you may even do that for a living. You may work in the healing arts of one way, shape, or form. Or you might just find that people naturally come to you and they need support, advice, a listening ear, because that's represented really strongly in your energy in this connection. But I would have a difficult time believing that that doesn't also like bleed out into other areas of your life as well, because it just seems to be coming out very strongly from your energy. Now, when it comes to your person, they're being represented as the alchemist and the shaman. Transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. And it's like beautifully connected with the shaman archetype. So your person could be very wise. They could be quite intelligent. Another thing I'm getting from them and how they're represented in this connection is they act as a really important teacher to you. So whether that's something they're intentionally doing or not, if this is your reading, if this is your person, I honestly believe you will have learned a lot of really important lessons from this connection so far. Whether you've known this person for a long time or it's fairly new, it seems to me like they are here to help you grow. They're here to help teach you lessons. And I'm not saying that's the whole or sole purpose behind them being here in this connection, but it does seem like they play that fundamental role of kind of shining a mirror to you. And again, this could be something they're doing consciously or unconsciously. Hi, Lolly. Hello. Yeah, it could be something they're doing unconsciously or consciously, but I do think that they are acting as like a spiritual teacher to you, probably helping you to understand your own gifts better. It's very interesting how synchronistic that is. And you guys, one of my nails is kind of like wonky. The top coat fell off, so bear with me in case that pops up. I am getting it fixed at some point in the near future. So anyway, when it comes to the energy of the connection itself, we have King and we have the empty room. Enlightened, benevolent leadership benefiting those in your charge. So what this is telling me is there's really a blank space in this connection. It has a lot of potential that both you and your person may not have completely tapped into yet, but there's nothing set in stone. This isn't the type of connection where there's like a very specific path the two of you are meant to follow with each other. I think that it's beautiful in a way because there's a lot of untapped potential everywhere and you can really make whatever you want out of this connection. The only thing I'm seeing for certain that it is meant to provoke within both of you is your leadership qualities. That could be possibly why the Queen archetype is coming out from you so strongly, because maybe this person has taught you how to tap into your own leadership skills or hone into them a little bit more. I'm not saying that necessarily has to be the case, but what I am saying is both you and your person are sort of meant to be challenged to really take the lead in your own lives. So especially if one or both of you have maybe had codependency in the past or tended to be more submissive in connections or not really stand up for yourself, speak up for yourself, I think that this connection is meant to be really transformative and help both of you to take charge and to speak up for yourself with authority, to lead your own way, to not let somebody else boss you around, or like tell you how to live your life or be who you are, you know what I mean? But the rest of it, I just heard cakewalk. I don't know what that means. Maybe that's something you or your person say. But the rest of it is supposed to be like basically explored. You get to choose what you want to do with this person. You get to choose where this connection goes. There's nothing set in stone yet. In fact, there's like this beautiful sort of like void, like literally like an empty room that you can choose to fill with whatever the heck you want to with each other. It's really up to you. The only thing you are for sure meant to be learning in this connection, from what I can see, is how to be a benevolent leader, and to lead with grace and kindness and humility, because a good king, a good queen, a good leader doesn't just lead in the way that they want to go. They also lead with the best interest of others in mind as well. So making sure that everybody in the connection or that is associated with the connection is also feeling good and growing and healing. So that is what I'm seeing here. This is a very highly transformative connection for both you and your person, from what I can see. And it really is meant to help both of you grow and shine and level up in a lot of different ways. So let's get into the tarot now. We're going to do a side-by-side similar to what we just did here. I'm going to start by pulling some tarot over here for you, and then I'm going to pull some over here for your person. And my intention is to dive a little bit deeper into your thoughts and feelings for each other to bring some clarity here for you. And while I shuffle, now is your opportunity to check out the description box if you feel called to. Like the video, grab a glass of water, because it's going to take me a minute to shuffle, and this is why I like to kind of like pre-pull sometimes, because it saves us a little bit of time. So it's usually where my first spread is already laid out and we get going. Okay, so talk to me about the viewer's thoughts and feelings towards their person. Thank you. Okay, come on now. Okay, a card fell to the ground. There we go. I was like, can we pick it up, please? All right, there we go. I may pull some more, but I just want to like see how this wants to be laid out before I commit. So let's go over here for your person quick. Talk to me about their person's honest thoughts and feelings about the viewer, please. Okay. Whoa. Okay. I definitely want to get some more. So bear with me, you guys. Maybe a 4x4. Give me one more card for their person, please. Their person's honest thoughts and feelings about the viewer. Okay. All right, and then one more for the viewer. Their thoughts and feelings about their person. Thoughts and feelings about their person. Okay. All right, let me fix this up for us and then we're going to get going here, you guys. And by the way, if I haven't said it already, I hope you're having a beautiful day or night. If you have anything fun to share with the collective, any good news or inspirational notes or something like that, please share. I love it when you guys do that. But anyway, okay, so up top is you. Down below is your person. So this is your general thoughts and feelings about them, towards them, and vice versa. Okay, so let's get started with you first. You're being represented with the 10 of Cups, the 8 of Swords, the 9 of Pentacles, and Death. So first of all, we do have Scorpio energy coming out here for you. You could be a Scorpio, have Scorpio placements, or Scorpio season could be important to you. If that doesn't resonate, as always, let it fly. Doesn't really matter too much, but I always like to shout out extra confirmation when I can. And while we're at it, we also have Capricorn, Sagittarius, and Aries coming out down below for your person. So they could have those placements, or you get the gist. I'm not going to go through the whole spiel, but I like to shout it out for you guys. So wow, okay, you have very strong feelings and thoughts about your person. I can say that much. It's quite possible you have thought about this connection maybe being your happily ever after. You might still feel that way, or at some point in time you did, especially because we have the 10 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles coming out here. But you also feel like there's something blocking you or stopping you from being able to get that happily ever after type of vibe, okay? And it's almost like when I'm picking up on your energy, I'm picking up on you feeling almost like you have to earn that. And what I mean by that is we have this energy of change and transformation. And I'm getting a very strong message about you that it's almost as if you feel like you have to make certain changes in your life in order to be worthy of this happily ever after, but it's continuing to keep you stuck because every time you make a change, every time you open a new door and walk out of another one, it's almost like you feel like the universe is planting you in front of a brand new door. And it's like every time you open a new door, you make a change, a new one is there. And it's like you can never reach this end goal, so to speak, of the happily ever after with your person. And so it's almost giving me the energy where you're feeling like you have to earn this love, like you have to make changes in order to be worthy of it. Like it's almost like I guess kind of like a dangling carrot, like if you were on a treadmill or something like that, and it's like every time it's within reach, the speed picks up, and then you start all over again, and then you have to run and try to catch up to that goal again. It's like almost, it's like every time you feel like you're getting there and getting close, a new challenge is put in your way, and then you keep getting trapped and stuck in this mindset that you have to be worthy of this love, you have to do XYZ in order to get this love, and you kind of are going in circles because of that. So overall, I would say you really do care about your person. You seem to really love your person. You seem to have a lot of really hopeful thoughts about this connection. You see a lot of potential here with them. Maybe you want your happily ever after, as in this could be the one for you. This could be the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. But there's like constant change going on, and it's keeping you stuck. Like you feel almost like you're going in loops. Like every time there's progression, it's not really getting you anywhere. You keep going around in circles. That's kind of what I'm getting from you. Now, let's talk about your person for a minute. They're being represented with the 10 of Pentacles, the Devil, Temperance, and the Knight of Wands, okay? Very strong energies coming from your person too, by the way, okay? So they definitely have strong thoughts, feelings, and opinions about you as well. First of all, they also see the potential of a happily ever after here with you. It's interesting that you got the 10 of Cups, they got the 10 of Pentacles. Those are two cards I really look out for when I'm doing love readings to see if people have genuine thoughts, desires, opinions, wants, emotions towards each other. So I would say you and your person are on the same page when it comes to what you're wanting to happen with each other in this connection. They really see a lot of potential to go the distance with you as well. Something that could be long-term, very stable, something that would grow over time. You might find that you're more emotional, your person is more practical, but both of you kind of balance each other out in that sense. It's interesting though, because your person, like this message, these three cards to me is talking about inspiring healing of something that's keeping them stuck. And remember, you're being represented as the healer archetype in the first spread. So that indeed is kind of like leeching onto your connection. This is confirmation of that. Your person has felt like they've had some unhealthy attachments or some negative coping mechanisms or something along those lines, maybe past wounds they had left unchecked, and you are helping them heal that, or you're bare minimum inspiring them to do that work to balance it out and heal it, okay? So it might not be something you're literally doing for them. It's not necessarily like you're sitting over them doing healing work on them necessarily, although you could be. It's more or less your inspiration, your energy that's motivating them to make these changes. And these negative patterns could be just about anything. It could be overworking. It could be a gambling problem. It could be wounds from past relationship, being hung up on an ex. Like it really could be just about anything. But your person has chains to a version of themselves that they are growing out of, like a butterfly or almost like a bird that's getting ready to leave its nest. Your person has outgrown this version of themselves, and so they continue to be inspired to heal and make changes and grow, which is interesting because honestly, you and your person are mirroring each other a lot, and maybe the lessons you're both learning are different than one another. Like you might have different sets of challenges, but the core energies are eerily similar. It's almost like you both want your happily ever after, and it's very similar to what the other one views as their happily ever after, but it's almost like you need to change. It's like you're being changed, you're being transformed in healthy ways, in good ways, in order to get there. You're viewing it almost like, okay, when is it going to be the last time I have to do this? You're viewing it almost like with frustration, like you keep getting stuck because you're like, okay, I've healed this, I've healed that, I've done this, I've done that. When am I finally going to get my happily ever after? And your person is viewing it more like, okay, I got a lot of work to do on myself and I'm not in a rush to get anywhere. I know that this is coming. I'm just going to do my work in peace. So I would honestly say you're probably a little bit further along in your personal or spiritual growth journey than your person is. This might still feel very new to them. And I'm speaking from my own experience here because I remember in the beginning of my growth journey, everything felt like it was happening really quickly. I was super motivated to do it and do the inner work and go through the motions. And then as time went on, it slowed down a little bit and then would sometimes get frustrating because I'd feel like I've healed a certain thing and then I've had to like backtrack, like, oh, I guess I didn't quite do all the work I needed to do. And I'm kind of getting that kind of vibe from you, honestly, where it's like you're used to the healing journey, you're used to transforming, you're used to growth, and getting rid of the past and welcoming in the new. You're used to all of this and you're kind of getting frustrated because you're like, okay, when is the time gonna be here? You're like, it's like you've been waiting for a long time and you're like, oh my gosh, when is it actually gonna happen though? Because every time I walk through a new door, a new one is just waiting there to be opened again, and it feels almost like redundant, like it will never stop, like a repeating cycle. Whereas your person is still very curious about this. They're like, it just feels very new to them. Like this inspiration has just hit them for the first time. And they're like, okay, all right, I understand. I need to work on things. I'm going through it. And one day this is going to happen. And I believe in that. Basically, that's what your person is experiencing. But the two of you seem to want very similar things with each other. And you're mirroring each other a lot, like very closely mirroring each other. So anyway, let's get a few messages out from your person now to see what they would like to say to you. They felt like they could be completely open, completely honest. Okay. I don't know how to heal, or I don't know how to heal. That's interesting. I don't know how to feel. But we're taking note of the slip that just happened there. That just came out, not by accident, I'm sure. Okay. Anyway, lots of messages coming out from your person. That happened really quickly. All right, let's get out a few cards from my personal deck that I made now and go from there, you guys. So give me a moment here. What else would this person like to say to the viewer right now, please? I'll read them all to you once I'm done laying out the cards, you guys. Ooh. Okay, the top card came out. I'm not taking the bottom because it didn't flip upright. Okay. Okay, and then you make me smile. I have to grab that though because it fell. So give me a sec, you guys. Okay, I hate when it's like this awkward layout where it almost wants to fit in the row and then it doesn't. So there we go. Perfect. All right. I don't know how to feel / I don't know how to heal. I won't let you down. I want to start over. I want you so badly. I am waiting patiently. I have a huge crush on you / I have big feelings for you. If this is meant to be, it will be. I'm focused on my career right now. Don't think I don't want you because I do, and you make me smile. Okay, so your person knows that they need to heal. Maybe one of the things they're working on healing is their like emotional sector. Maybe your person has blocked off a lot of their emotions or does things to distract themselves from feeling their feelings, like work, or, other things. I'm not going to go through all the possibilities. I feel like you would already know this about your person. I guess they like to stay distracted. And it could be because they just like have that pattern of wanting to avoid what's going on inside. So they continuously look for ways to distract themselves and cope with their lack of interest in, letting the emotions out. However, you really have inspired them to want to try again, to start over. And I don't think that this is necessarily to start over in the connection with you, but start their life over again, to try something new for the first time, to like become a new person. And they are more patient than you are. I'm getting for you, Your energy feels much more impatient than your person. Like you're kind of getting sick of it. You're like, I just want conclusions. I just want answers. I just want this. I just want that. Your person seems to be a lot more patient with the progression and the process than you are. And again, I think it's because it feels newer to them. This is something they're discovering for the first time. Whereas maybe you've been through the motions a handful of times and you're like, just kind of getting like fed up with the waiting element of it. You just like are wanting to see results. You're like kind of sick of having to sit back and be patient and trust the process. And if you don't find that to be accurate, you can leave the message behind. Like I said, only take things if they truly resonate. Your person seems to be really relaxed here, honestly. They're not trying to rush the process. They're hoping that they're not pushing you away. You might notice that they want to take more time than you do. Like they're really kind of acting like a Knight of Pentacles, not necessarily dragging their feet, but they're like kind of just going with the flow, taking their time. They're not trying to rush the process. They're kind of like, I guess, a slow mover in general. But your person isn't necessarily doing that because they want to like breadcrumb you. It's just literally because they aren't in a rush. They don't feel like they're in a rush to get anywhere. So that is what I'm getting here. We are going to get out some tiles and charms now. This part does get a little bit loud, so if that bothers you, you are welcome to pause the video or turn down the volume, excuse me, whatever you need to do. I'm suddenly feeling tired, like super tired, out of nowhere. There we go. Okay. So we have W, E, we have a G, an L, everything is well. Somebody's name could be Gil or Will. Okay, we also have an F over here. Jin. Oh, interesting. Well, Jin. That's like literally like bar terms. I don't know. Maybe somebody likes to go to the bar or something like that. There could be a problem there, or I don't know. Maybe you met at a bar or something like that. That's interesting. I'm also seeing the word Gen, like Genesis. Fine, everything is fine. Wine. There's like alcohol references coming out, which is interesting. Maybe that's an issue somebody needs to work through. Find better coping mechanisms, especially if that's like a crutch for someone. Maybe that's something that's getting healed here. We also have a cross coming out. We have a cat and we have two swans making a heart. Swans represent monogamy. They represent long-term commitment, higher level soul connections, taking a connection seriously to go the distance, because swans mate for life. So that could be a possibility here with your person if that's something you choose to do. We also have a cat. That's to me talking about intuitive communication. Somebody in this connection could be religious or Christian, or maybe you have differing religious or spiritual beliefs, possibly. That is what I'm getting here, though. I'm going to hop into your personal message now before closing out today's reading. Okay, so let's hop to it. And I'm going to get you a feather as well. Okay, so message number one, by the way, just to note it again for you guys, these are meant to be just for you. It doesn't have to relate to your person or the connection. We have the turkey. Honor your own time of harvest. Offer your gifts and blessings as service to the greater good. I am beautiful inside and out. This is your affirmation of the day. I'll hold it up. If I can grab it, I'll hold it up so you can affirm it with me. You can do that by commenting it down below. Again, I am beautiful inside and out. And yes, you are. You are beautiful, unique, and amazing. Your divine soul shines bright and allows others to see how beautiful you truly are. Yes, I love this one. That might be my favorite from the deck so far. Because you are beautiful inside and out, and you are unique and amazing, and I hope you know that. All right, you guys, I am leaving this reading here. I thank you so much again for joining, for being here, for supporting each other, the channel, the community. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I hope to see you for a future reading. Bye for now.